Yo, I recently read an article on TechCrunch that wanted to get readers' thoughts on if it's okay for white people to use dark-skinned emojis. All right, you guys, the author actually said that some of her white friends have been using darker emojis because they felt like, it represented them when they have a tan or to show solidarity.
Are rolling all the way back to before this quarantine right now.
Amanda, prepare for this one.
Why?
Some of them felt like it showed solidarity with their black friends by using black emojis.
Okay, so I just want to ask a question first.
Just went up to her hairline and touched it and gave it a fist bump and came back. Go ahead.
With that,
I'm going to ask a question because I want to hear your answer, Amanda, but I want to just put a question into it so that you hopefully can break this down to me. Is it an unspoken rule that you're supposed to use the emoji color that's representative of your skin? Is that a rule?
I would say yes.
Perspective. When you're using an emoji, you're using it
to represent you.
Okay. Wait. Sidebar question.
And for what it's worth, they added these skin color emojis because other people were not represented. So, once again, they started off with white folks emojis, and then we all had to wait for other.
Well, we started yellow. We started all yellow.
Yeah,
but they had blonde hair. Yeah. They were yellow and blonde, and the features were also yellow and blonde, if you know what I mean. And they were just Caucasians. And so I think that there's something to be said for just having. It just always feels icky to me when people feel like they can't show support without trying to replace or without trying to appropriate. And that's just odd to me. I'm so protective of Black culture and of Black identity because we have had such a continual fight to preserve it and to get to exist in it without chains. So when I see people just dabble in it, like I'm Black on group chats, I'm not Black in real life. Like, I don't understand that concept.
Yo, there's some people that were super offended. Yeah, to even the point of saying super offended. And they were even saying that this would be considered like the equivalent of texting blackface. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. This is very, in the mix of like Kim Kardashian putting on makeup that darkens her skin, and then being like, oh, this is just makeup. And it's like, that's still you altering your appearance because you feel like in a way.
I have a question. So I'm in agreement with everything you've said. So let's say somebody is of the race that is assumed in whatever shade that might be, okay? But they're not technically that color. So I have friends who are, let's say, mixed black or light-skinned black, but they use the darkest. Or I have friends that are super dark Latina, but they use the super light. Like, how does that work? So if you choose the color because the color...
I'm going to tell you this.
So what
color you use?
I use straight yellow because brown. I just don't even I don't even think the shades match mine. So
I use medium brown. I just feel like, and this is when people will be like, Amanda, you're too deep, you're too whatever. And it's like, because like the brainwashing has gone really deep. When you go to West Africa and you see giant 5-story billboards about skin bleaching, and you go to India and you go to the islands and you see these things, you realize like this is not something that is just made up. It's ingrained, and it's still ingrained in our culture in America as well. So when I see like a dark skin, exactly. And when I see a dark skinned Latina representing herself, like Tam said, these emojis represent ourselves. When I see them representing themselves with a white emoji, that just gives me pause because it makes me say, why does she see herself in that? And I will ask the question, like, do you not feel like you are representative in the darker skin, and why not? And I mean, we are texting just as much as we're talking these days, so it does matter.
Yeah.
And I just think people need to be sensitive. I mean, we worked hard to get these damn emojis. Let us use our emojis. Why we can't use that? Now here y'all come.
I have a question for you guys. I have a light skin I have a light-skinned black friend who uses the blackest emoji, and I asked her, I was like, yo, you know that doesn't match your skin complexion. And she was like, but that's how I feel in my spirit.
Exactly.
And I actually felt that was beautiful. I low-key felt, I was like,
but I feel like when you're going the other way and you're like, I feel
weird.
like it matches my spirit. It could, yeah, it gives me pause.
Oh,
and there might be a valid reason.
Okay.
It gives me pause.
So the difference with shades.
On that note, does Rachel Dolezal use the dark one because she identifies
You
with it?
know
That
she
gets
do.
weird.